Today is June 1st of 2023, and I'm still working on the bottom planking, and I kind of wanted to show you what we got going here. This is as far as I got putting 2x planks on, and then I switched to resawn 2x's to 3/4 inch pieces, or slightly under, because there was no way I was going to get these bent on any farther there. Because if you look at this, you can actually see the curve. It's pretty significant curve up there. Twisting these boards is what it amounts to. So I was commenting on this is probably where George was saying that you're going to have to put tapered planks in, and that's what I'm doing here now. Is I'm putting these tapered up the top to try to, you can see what the plan here is. The plan here is to bring these down, you know, like so. And so then the last one that goes in is going to almost be horizontal. It'll be a piece that goes in like this. Of course, this rabbet needs a lot of work. If you recall me in some episode way earlier, I was talking about how is that going to work. I walked by and I just kind of looked at this and I said, well, this rabbet isn't going to work. I mean, you know, there's no way that the same angle that worked back there is going to work here. And that's true, it's not. These are going to have to come off. I haven't glued any of these in yet. So these are all just temporary in place, and I'm going to have to cut this back for two reasons. One, I need to get this deeper, to get this board in there farther, because I need another 3/4 inch piece of wood on there. And you can see here it's not too bad. Here I got a pretty good you know, level here to put the next piece on, although it does need a piece of plywood in there yet too. So yeah, I don't know, that's gonna maybe be over just a little bit, but that's okay. I can just fill that with some fairing compound and that'll be fine. But here it's getting too shallow. There isn't enough to put another piece on there, definitely, let alone the plywood. So I need to cut this back in deeper, which will happen. And then of course I need to, you know, form all this so it comes in properly here. So a lot of this will have to come out too. But I don't know. I looked at, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, obviously, never having done it, so I'm just kind of winging it. But I looked at another guy's that built one of these. Guy from Michigan built one. Oh, geez, it's been 20 years ago now, I guess. And I looked at some of his pictures, and he showed a picture up here where he had this bottom planking on. He had the tapers cut the exact opposite direction. He had them wider at the top and then tapering down here. I suppose either way would work, and then you know you can widen them out and come down this way, where I'm tapering them this way and then coming up this way with them. But once I do finally get this done, which this is taking me about as long to do this last 6 feet as what the whole rest side at the bottom of the boat took. But once I get this done, get this layer all laid out and everything, I'll take these out, glue them back in, and then glue another layer on over top of them. And I was thinking maybe I should try to alternate the, you know, put a diagonal or a perpendicular layer on top of this layer. I don't know about that, because then you're going to have twists and still have a lot of twisting going on. Maybe might not be quite so bad. It might be a possibility. We'll have to see how it looks when I get there. But yeah, this is quite the little bit of curvature here, twist here at the bow. Well, it looks like it'll cut the water all right. Not that this big old wide thing is going to cut water very well, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But that's where we are, and that's my thought process right now. So I'm resawing these 2x6s and then cutting tapers into them and putting them in place. Then we'll have to do it all again once I get this first layer on properly. We'll have to do it again. And like I said, I need to rework this rabbet here substantially too to get these boards in there a little farther. And I don't know for sure what I'm going to do there yet. If I just use like my cut saw on my grinder to bring this in, but you want to do it fairly consistently. You want to keep it, otherwise the boards are going to wind up sitting in there uneven, you know, one board to the next, which a little bit that's happening anyway because of this, but that'll have to be planed down, faired up. Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, that's where we are today, and I'll let you know when I get it done and show you how it turned out. But I think it's going to work. I don't think it really matters that much so long as you get it, you know, solid pieces of wood in there. And once these layers, 2 layers of wood are glued together and laminated, it's going to be a pretty solid situation here. And I also think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put something in here. I think I'll probably pour some concrete in here to bring this up to the level of the bilge pump in there, simply so we don't get water trapped down here, because this is going to be sealed up, because this is a crash bulkhead. This 4 feet here is considered a crash bulkhead, so we want that sealed up between that frame 4 and everything forward. But anyway, if I put some concrete in here, pour a little concrete in here to about this level here. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but there's the step here where the pump is going to go, and we'll put a little bit of concrete in there, and that'll strengthen this too. I know Georgia talked about that, where somebody had run aground on some rocks, and then the boat sat and bashed on the rocks for several days, and it broke the planks, but he had poured concrete for ballast inside, and the concrete saved the boat. So not such a horrible thing there either. But we need to do something to, like I said, to prevent water from collecting down here. And you can see here's that shelf that I was talking about where the bilge pump's going to sit. So we need to bring something, you know, in here to fill this area up, so we don't have water sitting there. Along most of the boat, you cut these little ends off here. These get cut off so water can flow back to a bilge pump farther back. But that's not the case again here, because we want this sealed up. So, yeah, something's got to be done up here to keep water from collecting in there. I could put thickened epoxy in there too, which would probably be stronger yet, but oh my gosh, it'd be a lot of epoxy, wouldn't it? Some people pour tar, melt tar and pour tar in there, but I'm not real thrilled with that. I've worked with that stuff before, and that's not a whole lot of fun to work with. So I think we'll go concrete probably. But anyway, that's where we stand on the 1st of June, 2023.